Banned from Grindr. Go.
I want your exotic spicy cum.
Show me your freaky chocolate.
Brown people smell.
Hinduism has it right.
Are you Aziz Ansari?
Are just some of the direct quotes I can pull from years of screenshots navigating sexual racism on Grindr. Now, I can objectively say a couple things about this. The first being that it doesn't piss me off anymore. I hope if you're white and hearing this that your blood is boiling a little having to hear these things because, well, y'all got some work to be doing. We all do. But after receiving messages like this over and over and over again, it begins to beg the question of how many times can I get mad at something that I already know exists? Grindr being racist as fuck is old news. I mean, there's been a recent emergence of using BWC as a response to calling out the fetishization in BBC. White gays were literally like, oh, BBC is racist? I'll just call my own dick big. That'll fix it. So it makes me think. How many different ways can I say the words white supremacy and toxic masculinity before I let them eat me alive and can't recognize myself from them? The second thing is that, yes, I know, I actively choose to log onto this app, or I guess chose, but there's something deeply psychological about feeling the hope of validation both at your fingertips and X feet away that feels a bit sexy after years of having a hard time imagining a future for oneself. I've become decent at responding, sometimes with silence when I know the message was flagrant enough to have been made for the sake of wanting a response, and sometimes with a bit more thoughtfulness, giving the benefit of the doubt to somebody else's learning.
Hey, beautiful.
Hey, how are you?
Good. I just love Indians.
Cool. Do you have any people close to you in your life who are Indian?
I work with a ton. IT, haha, but don't really know any of them too well. Why?
The phrase, I just love Indians, comes off as kind of fetishizing. I think that if you're going to say you love Indians, you should probably be actively making space for us in your life. But also, human connections with us will probably reduce the need to fetishize in the first place.
Wow, I've never been asked to think of it that way before. I'm really sorry, and also thanks a lot for that.
Okay, so that's a particularly positive example, but you get the point. And I don't engage in these conversations for any kind of singular desi justice, but rather to say that if you're going to sexually long after a people, you better be making space for Black life, making space for trans life, making space for femme life, and you better leave your body open to the beauty and grace of that space to change your fucking life, to suck the fetishization out of you. But anyways, long story short, last week I edited my Grindr profile asking if anybody had a van that I could use to move a bed across the city and said, quote, I will compensate you for your time and be extremely grateful, end quote. And within 10 minutes, I received a notification that I had a permanent ban on my device for soliciting services. So now my ass is banned on an app that's asked me to do years of anti-racist work because I just needed somebody to help me move a mattress and didn't want them to go uncompensated for their labor. And it's equal parts frustrating, poetic, and lovely. And when I lay down to go to bed tonight, I'm real excited to start a new ritual of not convincing myself it's a great idea to click the yellow mask. A ritual of going to bed knowing that validation and intimacy are still all around me, however many feet away, and that the only way to figure out how to find them is to leave this body open to the possibility of what happens when I stop repeating variations of just the words I know.